to another episode of Beyond a Dream. I'm Casey.
I'm Sean.
And today we're going to talk about the inauguration. Today was the 59th inaugural ceremony. Okay. So that means that there have been 59 other ceremonies prior to this, and today he was only the 46th president to be inaugurated.
What's up with that? Huh?
I don't know. I don't know. We're going to have to check that out. But all I can say is it was a spectacular event. I enjoyed watching it. I was glued to the TV for hours, at least 4.
You know what? I'm sorry. We might have to cut this, but the bottom line is, I think, remember the 13 other presidents that happened before? There was 13 presidents that happened before they started numbering them.
That's true.
I think that
That's
might have
a good
something to
point.
do with it.
Well, if that's the case, then that's something we can look up and talk about next time. Anyway, the event. It was a wonderful event. It went off without a hitch, at least far as we could see. I enjoyed it. You know, today is January 20th, 2021. Today is also my dad's birthday, so
Rest in peace.
happy birthday, Dad. And it was just a wonderful day.
It was. You know, it was very, as they say, very dignified today.
Yes.
It seemed like everything was just flowing.
It was
correctly.
peaceful,
It was
relaxed,
peaceful. Yeah.
you know, no drama, no crazy people coming in, knocking things over and stealing podiums, nothing like that.
Well, there was an overabundance of security. You know, as you say, it was security on top of security on top of security. So
It sure
I think
was.
they had everything planned.
Well,
so
it looked like there was like a gigantic group of people that were the security. And then in that, you know, they were like the outside security stuff, folks on the snipers on the roof and all kind of stuff. It was crazy with how many people were all around.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, there was the closer security that were securing the actual space, you know, the ceremony itself. And then there was a closer net security that was more for, you know, the officials and the representatives and all the other people there. And then there was another inner close security, which was their personal security and bodyguards.
Right.
So, yeah, it was packed.
Yeah. So bottom line, there was more security than there was people attending.
It sure was. 'Cause did you notice all the spacing, the distance?
No, I didn't realize.
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of social distancing.
Which
They had
is good.
It was great. They thought of everything.
Yeah.
They thought of everything. So it was a perfect situation. Had a great turnout. The weather, it started off a little cold. They had a couple little snow flurries. You know, people shivering. I saw Bernie Sanders with his mittens and his all wrapped up like, oh, let's hurry this thing up. You know, but then after a while, the sun actually came out and it was beautiful.
Which is good. Yeah. That's
It was a wonderful day.
Yeah.
So I thought that the whole, you know, firsts was important. There was a lot of firsts today.
First female African American /
India.
or
Yeah.
Indian.
Indian, like
Okay.
the dot, not the feather.
Okay.
So that was a first. Plus her husband would be considered the second, or yeah, the second gentleman. Because we haven't had that before.
The first, second?
Well, he would be the very first second gentleman.
Oh, okay.
Because
I got it.
he's Kamala Harris's husband.
Okay. But wouldn't that be the case for any? Well, maybe. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Well, because
It makes
she's a
sense now.
woman.
Okay. All right. I'm like, wait a minute.
I know it's
Yeah.
very confusing, but it's because there's so many different things.
Right.
This is so much diversity and so many
Yeah.
different. You know,
Usually
things
it
to
would be the
optimistic.
male as the vice president.
Well, it doesn't have to be.
Well, I'm just saying.
Usually.
Yeah. Okay.
That's an old myth now.
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
Right.
Okay. Because now it can be a woman, a man, you know, maybe even one day a transgender.
Oh Lord.
We'll talk about that one day.
Yeah.
One day, I'm sure. You know, maybe. You know.
Mhm.
Okay. So let's get back to the inauguration and all the delightful things that we saw. I saw the many people that were there.
Mm-hmm.
We saw, of course, the Obamas were there.
Mm-hmm. The Clintons.
The Clintons were
The
there.
Bush.
The Bushes were there.
What was the young lady? Oh my gosh, I forgot her name, but it was on point. The young lady that did the poet.
Oh yeah, she was there, but we didn't know her at first anyway.
Oh, okay.
So we're
what was
talking
her
about.
name?
Well, I don't remember her name, but we'll
Okay.
get it for you.
Okay.
And she was awesome. You're right. She was. The talent was great.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that Lady Gaga did well.
J-Lo did.
J-Lo was all right. You know, she was
Yeah.
all right. She, could have a little bit. But I really liked Garth Brooks
Okay, yeah.
and the
I
way
agree.
he included the people based on what Joe's speech was.
Unity. Mm-hmm.
Everything today was about unity, and I thought that was beautiful.
I agree.
It was a wonderful thing. I really got to show the talent because we're going to get back and actually show what they did and how they sounded, and give you a little clip of what they did in a few. But right now, I just want to talk about how much Joe was on that word. That was the word of the day.
Unity, right?
Yeah, it was
Right.
definitely the one that he wanted us to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you think that is?
Well, right now he's the new president, and he's trying to bring all of us together, which is a good thing. And it's very important to let people know that everybody should be all on the same team. Because we
Right.
have a situation right now where this virus is just like, that should be top priority. But hell, we need to get this situation in order. Get it together.
Yeah, the people, the virus is definitely a priority, and he mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a priority. But right now, what I see is so much separatism and so much
That
so
was
much
because of the
division.
past administration. I
Right.
think that was
Well-
primarily his thing.
Yeah, that was his goal. I mean,
Mhm.
if he's the guy that he worshipped and was mentored by Roy Cohen
Mm-hmm.
and Hitler, those are his two mentors.
Mm.
As far as who he really, really copied and emulated his
Right.
whole brand by.
Yeah.
And hate and fear mongering and just all the division. That's not going to get anyone anywhere.
Yeah. I think Biden was letting the American people know that we need to come together as one. All this, as they say, divide and conquer, that needs to go out the freaking window.
Yeah.
We need to come together and be as one.
We need to unite
Yeah.
and have unity
Mm-hmm.
in America
Yeah.
under one nation,
Yeah.
under God,
Yeah.
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's what we need.
Now, if he really means it, is a different story.
I'm having faith that he means it because I look at it this way: when the other guy got in here, got in office, we gave him the benefit of the doubt too many times.
True.
And we say, hey, let's give him a chance. You remember how Dave Chappelle said that? Let's
Yeah.
give him a chance. I know he wishes he had never said that, but he said it, and I feel the same way. At that time, I felt the same way. But he failed. He
But
did
you know
a
what?
big old poo in the White House.
They all say one thing when they get in, then once they get in, everything changes.
I agree that it does change, but I don't think that that's always everyone's intent.
Right.
In this case, with the other guy, that was his intent. He wanted to change some things, and a lot of it had to do with lack of knowledge. He didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
He was unprepared, and he had no experience whatsoever in politics. No intelligence, no school background that could. It was just no. Everything was no.
Yeah.
So forget it. Let's move forward. Let's get away from the old, out with the old, in with the new. We have a new administration. We're giving them all the hope and prayers, and we wish you all good luck. You know, I also got to mention my girl, Kamala. You know, people are trying to say things like she's not black. I'm like, first of all, how is she not black? She is from two people of color, India and Jamaica, born in America, Oakland, California, raised. You can't get no blacker than that. Okay? Give her her props. She is a sister. And I want to say, I'm giving her her props today. I'm rocking your pearls, girl. And you can't see my feet, so I just took them off. And I got those Converse right here. And that's for you. In honor of Chuck Taylor, that's right. So on that note, I just want to say thank you. We're going to show you a couple clips. And we'll be back later. In the meantime, in between time, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And we will talk to you soon. We're going to leave you with this.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. If I can ask you to sing this last verse with me, not just the people here, but the people at home, at work, as one, united. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Mr. President, Dr. Biden, Madam Vice President, Mr. Emhoff, Americans, and the world. When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace, in the norms and notions of what just isn't always just is. And yet the dawn is ours before we knew it. Somehow we do it. Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president, only to find herself reciting for one. And yes, we are far from polished, far from pristine, but that doesn't mean we are striving to form a union that is perfect. We are striving to forge our union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man. And so we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first, we must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true. That even as we grieved, we grew, that even as we hurt, we hoped, that even as we tired, we tried, that we'll forever be tied together, victorious, not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division. Scripture tells us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we're to live up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in all the bridges we've made. That is the promised glade, the hill we climb, if only we dare it, because being American is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it. We've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it, would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated. In this truth, in this faith we trust, for while we have our eyes on the future, history has its eyes on us. This is the era of just redemption. We feared it at its inception. We did not feel prepared to be the heirs of such a terrifying hour, but within it we found the power to author a new chapter, to offer hope and laughter to ourselves. So, while once we asked, how could we possibly prevail over catastrophe? Now we assert, how could catastrophe possibly prevail over us? We will not march back to what was, but move to what shall be, a country that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce and free. We will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation, because we know our inaction and inertia will be the inheritance of the next generation. Our blunders become their burdens. But one thing is certain: if we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright. So let us leave behind a country better than the one we were left. With every breath from my bronze-pounded chest, we will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one. We will rise from the gold-limbed hills of the West. We will rise from the wind-swept Northeast, where our forefathers first realized revolution. We will rise from the lake-rimmed cities of the Midwestern states. We will rise from the sun-baked South. We will rebuild, reconcile, and recover in every known nook of our nation, in every corner called our country. Our people, diverse and beautiful, will emerge battered and beautiful. When day comes, we step out of the shade of flame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it. For there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.